Karlee here, and today we're going to be talking about some common errors we see with our drop-in position. It's a great split stance position to help us with our loading and releasing, so we can take that into our locomotion and be as efficient as possible when we move. So in our drop-in position, we're setting up foot straight, inside ankle bone high. Ideally, we'll be setting this nice bow, and we'll be cornering in the back. So a lot of times what we see is when people drop back and they load into their drop-in, this is what an ideal drop-in would look like. Loading into the glutes, hamstrings, lateral calf is working, corner releasing on the back. A couple things you want to keep in mind and keep an eye on. We want to make sure that even that cornering heel is elevated and releasing away. If that heel is planted on the ground, this puts us at high risk. This is what we see associated with a lot of Achilles issues. So we want to be taking that heel up and away, because that will become our next step when we're walking or running. So heel up in the back, heel up in the front if you're advanced. And then we want to be loading, like I said, into our back chain. So a lot of times when people go to do this for the first time, they will laterally shoot that knee out, but they're not actually loading into their back chain. So that knee, you think you're dropping in. We don't want it to go just down. We want the knee to be at a 22-degree angle. We don't want it to be the full 45, 22-degree angle. And then we're pulling into our back chain, feeling your glutes. Those should be on fire if you're doing this right. Oftentimes as well, this was a big mistake I had when I first started. I kept my hamstrings super tight and short. So once you get that loaded position, even if you feel your glutes working, if you're not feeling your hamstring, go ahead and push that knee back a little bit, get some length in here as well. You can hold this statically, and even when you do your little pulses, same thing. It can be very subtle to start. Another error we see is that little Michael Jackson knee. That people like to, instead of loading back like I mentioned a few times, people shoot their knee forward. Again, just pulling back, loading, loading, loading. Back chain, don't worry, your front chain is still gonna be working, but we're dominating from the back. This is our drive gear. We need to own it every single day. Two more we see. Head shifts over the column. We want that head to be right over the foot, head over foot control. So look at yourself in the mirror. If you see yourself doing some crazy things for balance, use something like a table, a bench, or a rack, anything you can for support so you can pull back and that head is maintained over that foot. Not way out here, not over to the side, head over foot control. Last thing, go ahead and you want to also not only have a bow in the lower body, but also that upper body. So pack that elbow, get a nice little side bend in here. So head over foot, side bend, pulling, loading our back chain, and you should feel your whole body working top to bottom. You're gonna get super explosive in this position. Once we dial this in, repping it out, strengthening, lengthen, owning back chain all day, every day, bow, corner, all the foundations on point. Coach Karlee out.